Good evening, everyone. I am Vlad, live at Pepsi Center. This is the Burgundy Rainbow postgame show for Monday, February 26, 2018. The Colorado Avalanche welcoming in the Vancouver Canucks in what seems to be a never-ending string of rematches against teams that live in Canada and play in Canada. Avs emerge victorious tonight by a score of 3-1. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Avalanche had a pretty good start to the first period. They established a lot of control in the offensive end, putting a lot of shots for the Avs. A lot of shots on, excuse me, on Jacob Markstrom. Even though they did outshoot the Canucks 11-9 in that period, one of those shots did go in, courtesy of Mikko Rantanen, his 20th goal of the season, assisted by Nathan MacKinnon and Tyson Barrie. Avalanche take a 1-0 lead into the second period. The Avalanche appeared to have a 2-goal lead, courtesy of Mikko Rantanen in the second, but the Vancouver Canucks challenged the goal on goaltender interference, and I'm not even going to try to speculate as to what the officials decide is goaltender interference and what is not. And this happened to be another in a long string of decisions that went against the Avs regarding goaltender interference. The goal was called back. The lead remains 1-0 Avs through 2 periods. Enter the third period and things finally get a little bit interesting. Nathan MacKinnon scores his first goal of the game, his 27th of the season. Assists come from Gabe Landeskog and Nikita Zadorov. Avs go up 2-1. Towards the dying stages of the third, Jacob Markstrom gets pulled, and with the ensuing 6-on-5, Daniel Sedin breaks Semyon Varlamov's shutout bid with just over a minute and a handful of seconds to play. Vancouver's now on the board 2-1, but with an empty net still in the final seconds of the period. Brock Besser somehow trips either on a run on the ice, over his own 2 feet. We don't really know, but he hits the ice, coughs up the puck. Nathan MacKinnon's there, and he isn't going to miss on an empty net. Not from that close. So, 28th goal of the season for MacKinnon. Rantanen gets the assist on the play. 3-1 Avalanche is the score, and that is the final at Pepsi Center in tonight's contest. Vancouver did outshoot the Avs in total tonight, 32-28. But after the last 3 games where the Avs played on the road, it's good to see, especially after the game in Calgary, it's good to see the Avs come out and play a fairly solid 60 minutes. The overturned goal did give the Canucks some life, and they did get some pretty good life out of that call. There was a very close call on the doorstep that Varlamov was able to make sure that didn't go any further. So it's night and day with this team compared to being here at Pepsi Center and being on the road. Whether it's that Bednar has control of the matchups or not, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, the Avs really are finding their footing here on home ice at Pepsi Center, which is definitely a welcome sight compared to how poorly they played last season at Pepsi Center. So playing hard for the hometown fans is always good to see, and being hometown fans, you want to see the home team do well, and this season the Avs are getting that to their fans, so that's good. Excuse me. Even though the final score was 3-1, this victory isn't all sunshine and roses, considering that the Canucks did play last night in Arizona. They did win that game 4-1, and there really just did not seem to be too much of a killer instinct from the Avs tonight, for especially against a team that played last night and a team that the Avs, with the help of their power play in Vancouver, were able to get a come from behind win on. There should have been a little bit more jump from the Avs, and that wasn't there for the most part. I mean, they played solid. That's for sure, but that killer instinct just did not appear to be there, and there were some missed opportunities, some missed chances, and that definitely could have swung the tide in the Avalanche's favor had those connected, so let's not discount that. But I'm a little surprised that there just wasn't really more motivation from the Avs to take this game against a team that played last night. So even while that's a little bit concerning, the overall effort from the Avs is good. They were able to stay out of the penalty box for the most part, compared to how they played in Calgary. So all in all, a nice rebound effort from the Avs compared to being on the road. It does generate some momentum heading into the rematch game against Calgary coming up on Wednesday. So hopefully this will be a good start for the Avs. They do get 2 points in the wild card tonight. And just checking in on the scores right now, the Vegas Golden Knights have a 1-0 lead in the second period over the LA Kings. So they are the only team that's playing right now that has any other implications on the Western Conference standings. With the win, the Avs draw within 1 point of the St. Louis Blues, 2 points behind the Flames. So Wednesday night is going to be a big night for the Avs and the Flames. Just looking ahead at the schedule here, the Blues do play tomorrow night in Minnesota against the Wild. The Flames do play tomorrow night in Dallas against the Stars. So key matchups tomorrow that will definitely have some impact for Wednesday's game. So the Avs may be right on the doorstep of St. Louis tomorrow if the Wild do win. They may have a little bit further to reach Calgary if the Flames defeat the Stars. So there's still a shot that the Avs can still somehow sneak in. It's close. There's still a lot of hockey to be played, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how things turn out. So it's looking good. It's not looking great, but it is looking good. It's not terrible. So we'll see how things turn out in the other matchups coming up tonight and tomorrow. And of course, the Avs have to take care of their own business coming up on Wednesday in their matchup against the Calgary Flames. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here from Pepsi Center. I am Vlad. This has been the Burgundy Rainbow post-game show. I will return on Wednesday for the matchup against Vancouver. No, the matchup against Calgary. This was the matchup against Vancouver tonight. So before I wrap up, there is an unsung hero from the events of the day that we ought to recognize, and his name is Mr. Mark Alt. Thank you for your unsung contributions, and we look forward to seeing what your sung contributions can be when you eventually arrive at Pepsi Center. Anyhow, that's going to wrap it up. I am Vlad. For continuing conversation on tonight's contest, please head to burgundyrainbow.com, go to the Burgundy Rainbow Discord, and join the GDD channel. And, of course, stay tuned to burgundyrainbow.com for continuing conversation and coverage on the Colorado Avalanche. That's going to do it for me, and until next time, let's go Avs.